Gfan 84. And man, do we got an episode to unpack today. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, Episode 7. And what an episode. This was intriguing. So it starts off with the original three, Kate, Kentaro, and May. Now, they arrive at the airport, and May decides to have her contact from Monarch do her a favor, where she gets taken away, clean slate, everything is supposed to, take her away from her life. And she gets abducted at the airport. Now, it starts to show you a little, at least this is the way I interpreted it. You had Kate and Kentaro. You start to see it with Kate a little bit, a little love fling with May. You already know Kentaro has a love fling with May. So now it sort of looks like it's trying to be a triangle love thing, which is a little weird. Brother and sister fighting over a girl. It seems a little out there. Hopefully they veer from that course and just stop that whole thing. Well, May gets taken back, and we go back into a time flashback to May's prior life. We find out she was a top prospect in a lot of people's eyes, so everybody was trying to recruit her, have her work for her. And she ends up going with this one lady, and she doesn't like the way they are performing. So she puts a bad virus into their system that sets them back millions of dollars. She finds out that they're experimenting on animals, finding things. Now, we're going to get into that part for that company at the end or a little bit later. It's a big, big little gift they gave us. And we find out May's original name is not May. It is Cora. Now, Cora had a family. When she ratted on them, she asked her sister for money and packed her bags and pretty much just skipped out and started a new life as May. Now, Agent Tim comes into the airport and runs into Kentaro and Kate. Kate blames Tim for stealing May. Tim has no idea. He just ran into Godzilla and survived. The only surviving member. Surprisingly, the only surviving member. Now, they end up working together. He sort of brings them in to Monarch-ish a little bit. I guess once it's in the blood, it's in the blood. Now, they promise to pretty much work for Monarch for a little bit if they can help them with May. Now, they find out where May's been hiding at, talking to her old employers for where she put the virus into, and they're working on a deal for her to have a clean slate. And they find out that May is not her real name. It is actually Cora. So, with that aspect happening, we have another aspect. We have Agent Duvall and we have William Rhonda. We have Lee Shaw. Now, Lee Shaw, Kurt Russell, and Agent Duvall, they have a group of Monarch defectees. Now, I've always liked this aspect. You have an organization or a group, and you have two fighting things inside of it. I think the best series to ever pull this off was probably Battlestar Galactica, the newer series that was on Sci-Fi, when they had the two factions fighting for the humans to work. But it is so hard to pull it off at the end. Now that we got two factions, we got the Monarch faction that are trying to be the James Bond spy-ish, hide in the shadows, while you got Lee Shaw and Duvall's faction, where they want to make something happen. They want to stop another G-Day. So they hijack Monarch Outpost 38. And they take all their exploding devices. They end up going to the Hollow Earth teleportation, I guess, hole into the Earth. And they set up bombs all around it to try to collapse it in. Now the Frostbark attacks one of the planes as they set it off. And it does like a warpish little explosion that actually shut it down. So you cannot access the Hollow Earth at that location no more. How they did that, I think, seemed a little cheese-ish. You know, just set up little explosions. It'll stop the Hollow Earth entry point. I think they could have came up with something better. But I guess for the momentum of the story, it wasn't bad. So now let's go back to the new three. Kate, Kentaro, and now Cora. Cora decides she's free. She has no ties. The agency's letting her go off. She can contact family. She doesn't have to hide anymore. She doesn't have to be in fear. But she decides to go with those two. I think it's part of her plan to be free. She needs information on the Titans. So that's why she joined back with Kentaro and Kate. So Tim pretty much gets them a face-to-face meeting with the leader of Monarch. And she pretty much told them, work for us and we'll see what can happen. So she sets a precedence of setting a live feed of who they are. So now Monarch is out in the open. There's no more hiding. They are out there. The world knows about Monarch. Now at the end, Cora's former employers, we find out from their computer screens that they are, in fact, the beginning or the predecessors of Apex. Exciting things happening. Gfan 84. We'll see you later.